Fake apologies, endless drama, and careers ending overnight, most YouTubers crumble when cancel culture hits them, but some creators have defied all odds and survived the internet's rage. My name's Ryan, and today we're gonna look at 7 YouTubers who have managed to survive cancel culture, starting with the most uncancelable man on the platform, Penguin0. He landed himself in hot water with his take on Idubbbz, another YouTuber known for his offensive content. On May 18th, 2024, Idubbbz posted a video apologizing for his old, dark and edgy content where he frequently used racist and offensive slurs as jokes, which had a massive influence on his younger fans.
I am responsible for creating a lot of hurtful and damaging content on this channel. I don't think some of these videos were edgy. I think they were just outright cruel.
However, the way Charlie reacted to this apology would go on to become one of the biggest L's in the history of Penguin0's channel. According to him, Idubbbz's apology wasn't required at all, and his content wasn't as bad as he made it seem to be.
The way he talks about this content makes it sound like he used to fucking murder puppies for these videos, which it was never that extreme. I very much would consider it edgy. It was 2016 edginess in all of its glory.
He even went as far as to say that Idubbbz's content wasn't damaging at all.
I don't think the goal of his content was ever to be hurtful or damaging. He was just trying to entertain and using edginess as shock humor, which for its time was acceptable online.
One of the main reasons that Idubbbz's content was under fire is the extreme use of slurs and the N-word that could negatively impact kids watching his content and promote racist behavior, but Charlie didn't treat the issue with the importance it deserved. But he would soon come to regret posting this video after seeing the flurry of angry and disappointed comments by his fans calling him out for defending Idubbbz's old racist content and trying to criticize him when he was apologizing and trying to fix his mistakes. This is so tone deaf, and I hate that you can't see the damage he's done and accept that he was wrong. Even his own fans had completely turned against him. I'm a huge fan of yours and I happen to be black. It's tough watching you dismiss something that was tough for me to deal with. I get where you're coming from, but you aren't part of the group he has hurt. Please have some empathy. This prompted him to quickly post a follow-up video on the topic titled Huge L Take, where he brought up the criticism and implied that it was just a misunderstanding between him and his viewers.
Which means it's my responsibility to make my intentions known and clear. And I don't always fully convey it effectively. So I definitely think that's played some role here in how—
And then he went on to clarify and apologize in typical Charlie fashion for the way he messed up in his previous video.
The video was never to attack the idea that someone growing and regretting things they've done in their past is a bad thing. I really thought I made that clear, but I must have missed the mark since so many people are saying that the whole core component of my video is to attack the fact that he's apologizing for personal growth and doing things that make him happy, which I never meant to convey, and if that's what came across, then I'm sorry that I missed the mark so drastically.
Another close call Penguin0 had with getting cancelled was when he posted a series of videos dissing YouTuber and comedian Deaf Noodles and a comedy show he had organized. Charlie's first video on Deaf Noodles was titled I've Never Seen Something This Horrible, where he made fun of the event and also spoke out about the format of the show.
It's gonna be a really special night today. We have some really amazing comedians. We're gonna just roast the shit out of each other for your enjoyment.
So, what they can do is roast each other's appearance because they don't know them. They're random people that he got together and told them to roast each other. So it leads to the most awful, uncomfortable moments I've seen on the big stage.
But much to his dismay, his videos were later found out to be very poorly researched, and some of the things being said were just plain wrong, which was pointed out extensively by the YouTuber Sid Dwyer in his video titled We Need to Talk About Critical's Misinformation Problem.
And that is just completely untrue. This wasn't just a random group of strangers. They all either knew each other or knew of each other. He says that nobody there knew each other when he literally just doesn't know if that's true or not, is just spreading misinformation in its purest form. And he uses that information that he made up out of thin air to say that that is why the roast is so awful. Like, he repeats it multiple times throughout the video as if it is actually true. but this is something that he completely made up.
Deaf Noodles made an apology video in response to Charlie's commentary, except it was just a satirical joke video and not a genuine apology.
Out the entire internet and realizing that I committed the most heinous crime against humanity by putting out a show in my office and broadcasting it for free for anyone to see. The only way I could see this situation was with remorse. I am deeply apologetic for anyone out there who was traumatized by the free will to click on a video and watch it.
And made a second video reacting to Deaf Noodles' apology titled My Response to the Drama. Right off the bat, it was clear that Charlie thought this was a genuine apology video and he took it pretty seriously.
I also don't understand why he titled the video an apology to Moist Critical. He doesn't owe anyone an apology, least of all me. I fucking loved it.
But unfortunately, what Charlie missed is that the whole apology was meant to be a joke, and that Deaf Noodles' channel was known for having unserious content.
He is joking. Yes, it is not funny by any means, but it is obviously a joke. This is not a genuine apology. If Charlie looked into Def's content just a little bit, he would know that for the last month, Def has been making these joke apologies. It's super easy to miss the point with one of Def's jokes, but it was very obvious that his apology was a joke.
Despite the massive negative reception of the first Super Roast Battle, Deaf Noodles continued to organize more roast battles. But unfortunately for him, he would be back in the spotlight of shame soon when one of his Super Roast Battles got seriously out of control. And Charlie made a video reacting to the drama titled YouTuber Comedy Event Ends in Disaster.
At first I thought this was staged, because it looks like something straight out of the WWE. I was half expecting Stone Cold Steve Austin to come out with a beer and a chair and hit Deaf Noodles in the back with it. But it wasn't. This is as raw as it gets. Deaf Noodles truly did blast through the door like the Kool-Aid Man and shove this guy into the...
Charlie goes on to talk about possible reasons behind Deaf Noodles assaulting another guy in such a reckless manner.
Guy whose name is Salvo went to the show to harass the crowd and interrupt the show. He also encourages fans to fight Deaf Noodles fans in the crowd. And Deaf Noodles retweeted.
But what Charlie didn't know is that Salvo Pancakes, the guy who got assaulted, was actually invited to the event by Deaf Noodles and not someone random like Charlie had previously speculated.
Charlie essentially says that this guy, Salvo Pancakes, only showed up to harass people and cause commotion, and that isn't fully true. Deaf Noodles and Salvo did have an arrangement that Salvo would show up and they would do a roast together at this event. But in spite of the arrangement, causing chaos is pretty much all Salvo.
Many fans and several YouTubers called Charlie out for not having looked into the situation as thoroughly as he should have before posting his video, and even Salvo Pancakes himself took to the internet to call Charlie lazy for his lack of research that ended up misrepresenting Salvo.
But you don't do any research, you don't look into it, you don't really even it just goes to show you how lazy you are and about how you really don't think about the content that you're making, and you rather put on a clean white shirt and you brush your hair, you put on a snapback, you press record, and you mumble and you monotone through another video, you know, leaving everything to be designed.
After being caught in the crossfire, Charlie made a fourth video, this time addressing his mistakes, titled I Got Called Out, where he took full accountability for not knowing about the context of the situation as deeply as he should have, and apologized to his viewers for spreading misinformation.
And I take full responsibility for not researching this far enough. I just made the assumption that it was like the first Super Roast Battle where it was just random people that Deaf Noodles lured in here, probably with the false pretense that it was going to be a popular stream or something. I didn't know that there was anything deeper to it, and I'm sorry for that.
Instead of getting cancelled for spreading lies, this apology just proved to everyone that Charlie doesn't hesitate to correct his mistakes when called out, leading fans to say Charlie has no toxic ego. Whenever he's told he's wrong about something, he makes a video without delay to correct it. More YouTubers should take notes. And this is why I have a ton of respect for this man. He's probably the only YouTuber I've ever seen that really genuinely apologizes for messing up or getting something wrong. However, unlike Penguin Zero, who survived cancel culture by taking responsibility and dealing with the controversy head on. IShowSpeed, on the other hand, built a fanbase so loyal they forgave him as soon as he apologized. By the way, if you're enjoying these videos and want to support the channel, consider becoming a member. You'll get early access to videos, I'll reply to your comments, and you'll unlock some awesome custom emojis. So consider hitting the join button below. Thanks very much, and now back to the video. On the 17th of November 2022, IShowSpeed ran into one of the biggest setbacks of his career when he went live for a stream that was hyped up to be featuring Cristiano Ronaldo himself and giving away free PS5s. But when the guests actually arrived,
your eyes, okay? Don't open your eyes. Who is it? Don't open your eyes.
and Speed was excited to finally meet his idol,
Just give him a lock.
something was very off about Ronaldo. Speed himself got suspicious and started questioning the fake Ronaldo.
Speak Portuguese real quick.
I can't because my shoe.
Which only made him realize what the rest of the viewers had already caught on to from the beginning.
Like, just do something.
Like this.
Just like.
Fans were obviously very disappointed, just like Speed himself, but that wasn't what made this stream so controversial. It was the company sponsoring the stream, called the Paradox Metaverse, that raised a lot of red flags. The fake Ronaldo was wearing a shirt that said "Buy Paradox Crypto Coin," and the entire point of the stream was to promote this crypto coin.
Just for you. Paradox crypto to the moon.
Paradox. Crypto to the moon.
However, people soon started spamming L scam in the chat and calling Speed a sellout.
Sold out. They're using your Speed. This is just sad.
That is crazy, bro. Like, them comments like that, bro, is making me like, that's crazy, bro. The fact I ever make, like, chat, the fact that y'all just sticking me like that is just crazy. I hate that, bro.
But chat wasn't convinced, and it only got worse to the point where Speed had to go off camera to deal with the backlash.
They're spending L scam.
But what Speed had forgotten was that his mic was still on, and viewers could literally hear him trying to hide the fact that he is trying to scam his audience.
Relax. Why listen to chat? You see no more scam. What I'm doing, bro? No. I'm not gonna say that because then it's gonna be obvious, bro.
The following day, CoffeeZilla ended up making a video on Paradox Coin exposing the company.
Is a bit of a paradox to me. I mean, it looks like they are kind of putting real money behind this. They're investing in all these high-profile streamers, but it's just all done in such a scammy way. Why would anyone want a part of this? I mean, I know I wouldn't want 7 ways to join a Ponzi scheme.
People were mad at Speed, but also very confused, commenting, "Bro makes like 250k a month, why scam your audience? I don't get it." As the backlash piled up, Speed ended up apologizing on Twitter, saying, "Sorry guys, never again, remember I'm Speed." And once again in his stream while defending himself,
I'm not a scammer, bro. Why do you keep saying this? Bro, I'm not a scammer, dog.
claiming that he was innocent and it was just a mistake.
I make one mistake. My own supporters is calling me a scammer, bro. When I didn't, bro, I'm innocent. I swear to God, I'm innocent, bro.
And reassuring his fans.
I do so much stuff for y'all, bro. I made a mistake. You know, I'm not that smart, I'm gonna be honest, bro. But as I go, I get smarter and smarter, bro. I made a little mistake, you know, that I wish I never did, but I'm not a scammer, bro. A day of my life, I will never scam you guys. Just remember that, bro. A day of my life. I care about you guys so freaking much, bro. I love y'all so much.
He admitted that it was a genuine mistake on his part and that he'd never do it again to his fans.
And I would never in my life scam y'all, bro. Literally. I promise y'all, a day of my life. Not me, bro. I'm still Speed, bro. Fucking like scamming my fucking scamming the people that support me. Doesn't make sense. That's biting the hand that feeds you.
He ended up deleting the stream from his channel and steering clear of shady sponsors from then on, and since he was just a 17-year-old kid who didn't know any better, fans were quick to forgive him, saying things like, "Apology accepted, just learn from your mistakes, we love you." What helped Speed survive was his close bond with his fans, as they all knew that Speed never had bad intentions. The community's love for him made it easy to forgive one slip-up, and Speed's quick apology and removal of the video stopped the hate from growing. He showed that taking responsibility very early, speaking plainly, and going back to his usual content can help a YouTuber survive cancel culture as long as they have a loyal fanbase that trusts them. But while IShowSpeed had to show his fans that he cared for them and never wanted to betray them, the next YouTuber on the list beat the allegations without ever having to lift a single finger. Cory Kenshin is one of YouTube's most beloved creators, known for his energetic and hilarious gaming videos. But in July 2025, a series of social posts set off a new controversy when an ex-girlfriend of Cory came forward on TikTok accusing him of mentally and emotionally manipulating her and being a toxic boyfriend. She posted a TikTok where she claimed, "I dated Cory Kenshin and he hurt me really bad and I'm not the only one," which made it sound like Cory had been abusive towards her. Soon afterwards, she took it up a notch by posting a video of them walking together and him joking about doing something to her while she was asleep.
Did you watch me sleep? Did you watch me sleep?
Yeah, I actually did something to you while you were asleep too.
What?
I'm sorry, I just got this fetish that I do, you know.
What?
I didn't hurt you, you're good, right?
What'd you do, Cory?
Just don't worry about it.
Cory?
Good.
Cory, what did you do?
You do nothing. Look, this came right in my face, I didn't do anything.
He did something, and I'm gonna find.
And although it seemed like they were both joking around and laughing and having a good time, the caption of the video told a completely different story. POV, you didn't know this was one of the videos you'd look back on and realize he never cared. He just wanted to see how long you'd let him hurt you. The internet started going wild after this, with people taking this as an essay allegation against Cory and just outright assuming he's guilty. As things got heated, the ex-girlfriends started posting old screenshots of their texts from years back that made Cory look bad, like a text of him saying, "That was the most passive-aggressive cancer reveal ever, lol," but any sort of context was cropped out. According to her, Cory kept the relationship secret and then ghosted her after being seen with another woman. She went on a now-removed 3-part series exposing Cory and talking about how hurt she is by his actions. But when people grew more and more concerned about her accusing Cory of SA, she came forward and clarified that he never did that, and she downplayed her allegations by saying that this was all nothing more than venting.
This was never about defaming Cory at all. It literally was me venting about something that happened to me in the past that did hurt me. I felt at that moment that I wanted to share with people that may have similar experiences like I did. And that's basically it.
But this was after the allegations had already blown up, and finally, people were starting to see through her act, as SA and abuse accusations are a completely different story compared to just venting. People started questioning these exaggerated accusations, and even the accuser's old roommate came forward to debunk these claims.
Really interesting to see how many people are willing to come out and tell you guys that they know for a fact that she's lying, because she's just always kind of been a shady person. Really disappointing to see that after 8 years you really have not changed as a person, Nami.
Even going as far as calling her a shady person altogether. And it was slowly becoming clear that this woman was just bringing up messages and clips without context from years ago, exaggerating the hurt and trying to chase clout by posing as a victim. Cory Kenshin stayed silent the whole time, letting his community defend him, which they did so successfully that the allegations were beaten in less than a day, fans saying, "It's crazy how Cory beat the allegations without saying a word." People were also bashing the accuser instead, calling her out. SA is a serious topic. People like this are offending actual victims. Cory survived by developing a fan base so loyal that they defended him and saved him from cancel culture without even having to address the controversy himself. While Cory's fan base stopped the controversy from ever gaining momentum, on the other hand, lost major partnerships and yet managed to come back using his humor and honesty after nearly getting cancelled. Although PewDiePie has now taken a more family-friendly path to content, posting vlogs with his newborn son and wife, back in the day he wasn't without any controversies. One of his biggest slip-ups was in 2017 when he accidentally said the N-word out loud during a game of PUBG.
What a f***er. Jeez, oh my god, what the f***? Sorry, but what the f***?
And people immediately called him out on it, saying he didn't hold that R back at all. PewDiePie made a video the next day taking accountability for his action.
It was something that I said in the heat of the moment. I said the worst word I could possibly think of,
and it just sort of slipped out. And I'm not gonna make any excuses to why it did, because there are no excuses.
Instead of defending himself or making up excuses,
disappointed in myself because it seems like I've learned nothing from all these past controversies. And it's not that I think I can say or do whatever I want and get away with it. That's not it at all. I'm just an idiot. But that doesn't make what I said or how I said it okay. It was not okay. I'm really sorry if I offended, hurt, or disappointed any.
He took the blame entirely on himself. The video was just 1.5 minutes long and ended up getting over 1 million likes. People appreciated his apology, saying this is why Felix is still respected. He responds honestly and doesn't fake any BS. And no crying, no BS, straight to the point, didn't beat around the bush, owned up to it, exactly what an apology should be. But things took a turn for the worse when PewDiePie started exploring Fiverr and came across gigs where people would hold up a sign and dance for it for as little as $5.
Where these guys, for example, will paint your message on my body and dance in the jungle.
But the message he ended up writing on the sign was disturbing to say the least.
Sign to behold. Death to...
And they delivered exactly what PewDiePie asked for. The internet was triggered, and the Wall Street Journal did an investigation and exposed him for showing more Nazi-related content in his videos.
Stories. The scoop. Oh no, that's better. Scoop is better. Let's get into the latest scoops.
Even going as far as to show an extremely controversial video.
Video, I caught Jesus saying Hitler did nothing wrong. All right, I have that on video. Let's show that.
Hello, Jesus here. Just want to let you all know that Hitler did absolutely nothing wrong.
People online immediately labeled PewDiePie as a white supremacist and Nazi, saying he does anti-Semitic things, he uses the N-word on stream, he tells kids to subscribe to alt-right hate channels, and he flashes white power symbols as his brand. He is a Nazi. The backlash grew so big that Disney ended up cutting ties with PewDiePie, and although things looked bleak for him, he posted a video on YouTube to discuss the controversies, starting with the Fiverr gig,
that my intention was just to show how stupid the website is and how far you can push it by paying $5. I'm sorry for the words that I used, as I know they offended people, and I admit that the joke itself went too far.
Before talking about his style of comedy in general,
I do strongly believe that you can joke about anything, but I also believe that there's a right way and not the best way to joke about things, and I love to push boundaries. I've definitely made mistakes like this before, but it's always been a growing and learning experience for me, and it's something that I actually learned to really appreciate, and I think this whole situation has definitely been that for me, and it's something that I'm going to keep in mind moving forward.
He then defended himself and called out the Wall Street Journal for taking things out of context.
Here's the thing though, they don't call it jokes, they call it posts. I made a point that the media takes what I say out of context, they take that and put it out of context to use against me and to portray me as a Nazi.
The video ended up getting over 2 million likes, and fans flocked to defend him, pointing out that in the original video of the Fiverr gigs, PewDiePie had immediately apologized after watching the video.
I am sorry. I didn't think they would actually do it. I feel partially responsible, but just I didn't think they would actually do it.
Something that was deliberately left out by the media. Fans commented, yeah, this video is nowhere near as bad as people were trying to make it out to be. And I'm Jewish and I laughed so hard at this. Shame the media doesn't get jokes. But while PewDiePie acknowledged his mistakes and came clean, MrBeast on the other hand played the long game and debunked the allegations after the accusers already lost all credibility. After being the golden boy of YouTube and becoming the highest subscribed channel, MrBeast's reputation took a hit it in July 2024, and it would only snowball into one of YouTube's biggest fallouts from there. The controversies began with allegations against his longtime collaborator Ava Chris Tyson, formerly known as Chris. Leaked Reddit messages surfaced, exposing Tyson as a PDF file, accused of grooming a 13-year-old fan through inappropriate messages. But instead of defending his best friend, MrBeast distanced himself and only posted a corporate tweet saying that he was disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable act, and that he hired an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation while also removing Ava from the company, the channel, and any association with MrBeast. People were still mad online, but MrBeast had successfully distanced himself and his brand from Tyson completely, making sure the backlash did not affect his empire. But MrBeast's downfall was just getting started, as just days after Chris Tyson getting exposed, MrBeast's former employee Dawson French, under the handle Dogpack404, posted a series of documentaries exposing MrBeast with dozens of accusations. MrBeast was accused of everything from faking his videos with CGI, scripting and rigging game shows to make it entertaining, holding illegal lotteries, knowingly hiring a registered sex offender, and even torturing participants in his challenges and not giving them money. With the amount of accusations lining up, the whole internet was convinced that this was the end of MrBeast's career and he was cancelled for good. For most creators, even one of these controversies would mean endless apology videos, PR statements, or online debates, but MrBeast chose a completely different path. He gave no explanations, no long Twitter threads, and no additional fuel to the fire. He just waited 3 months, posted the findings of the investigators he hired, and cleared himself and his brand off of Chris Tyson's allegations. Despite this, Dogpack404's accusations still had the public opinion swayed against MrBeast, who simply refused to acknowledge any of it. That is, until another YouTuber, Soggy Cereal, made a video on November 16 exposing Dogpack404's real intentions, debunking his accusations, and practically destroying his credibility completely. As people suddenly became unsure of what's going on and whether the accusations held any real value, MrBeast immediately took advantage of the timing, and less than a week later, on November 22, he got on a 2.5-hour podcast with Idubbbz to finally address the situation. But even then, he just demonstrated just how PR trained he was with his answers.
Do you believe that you ran an illegal lottery?
So, I don't think we did. I have people looking into it and like trying to pull the footage and figure it out. You know, he disproved the two, which I mean, those were crazy. I don't want to just like speculate. I have a team looking into it. I don't think we did though.
Even his choice of interviewer was calculated. He rejected the interview offers of CoffeeZilla, someone who interviews and exposes people for a living, and instead did it with Idubbbz, who is much less experienced with handling situations like these and had no pushback. Today, MrBeast still gets into minor controversies every once in a while, but he is no longer the evil, unforgivable monster that he was shown to be at the peak of his controversies. He's still the face of philanthropy-driven content on YouTube, and his reputation holds steady. By refusing to play the game of cancel culture, he showed that sometimes the smartest move is to ignore the noise completely. Much like MrBeast, the next YouTuber never addressed the allegations head-on either, but he ended up surviving by being patient and letting the controversy die down on its own. SunnyV2 rose to fame on YouTube with his iconic high-retention documentary-style videos showing the rise and fall of internet personalities, amassing over 4.4 million subscribers by mid-2025. But despite just being a documentary channel, he would come to face a lot of controversies over time, especially because of the kind of content he made. Most of his videos were about the downfalls of other creators, and sometimes they'd be heavily exaggerating stories to make it seem a lot worse than it really was. However, after Chris Tyson got exposed as a PDF file, things turned back in SunnyV2's favor, with people going so far as saying that SunnyV2 was right all along. Although this didn't help beat the transphobia allegations, as Chris Tyson hadn't been exposed yet at the time of Sunny's video coming out, it did help shift public opinion, as the comment section of his video has completely changed from hating on him to praising him. Homie did absolutely nothing after getting bashed and lost the fight online and waited patiently and won the effing war. Absolute legend. However, it seemed like SunnyV2 had been stepping more and more into making subjective videos entirely based on his own speculations and opinions, rather than just showing it in an unbiased way. His entire claim was based on Chris being transgender, which immediately got him labeled as a transphobe YouTube, with MrBeast himself tweeting, "This is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare, he's my effing friend and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off." Despite these setbacks, SunnyV2 did not respond to any of the criticisms publicly. Instead, he chose silence, renaming his Chris Tyson video to "How will the Chris Tyson situation impact MrBeast?" and just continued to post like normal. While SunnyV2 never took accountability for his transphobia allegations, the final YouTuber on the list made a surprise comeback by showing his ability to genuine change after one of the biggest slip-ups of YouTube history, the video that made Logan Paul universally hated. On December 31st, 2017, Logan Paul uploaded a video on YouTube filmed in the Okigahara Forest in Japan, infamously known as the Suicide Forest. During the vlog, Logan and his group came across something very concerning.
I think there's someone hanging right there.
Which they initially doubted was even real. But even after confirming that it was an actual person who had offed themselves,
You think that's real?
Well, it could be, because one of my classmates in the junior high school, he really killed him.
Logan's reaction was the polar opposite of what you'd expect from a human being.
We found a dead body.
Yo! What the fuck? I gotta say, this is top 5 craziest things I've ever experienced.
Instead of showing any empathy or shock, Logan sounded super excited, like this was the best thing he'd seen all year. Even his friends seemed to treat the moment like a joke, struggling to hold their laughter in, and Logan himself came off sounding very fake and dramatic.
How our lives unfold. There's no going back. I've seen things I can't unsee.
It's called it disrespectful and disgusting. Later, Paul posted an apology on Twitter saying, "I'm surrounded by good people and believe I make good decisions, but I'm still a human being. I can be wrong. I didn't do it for views. I did it because I thought I could make a positive ripple on the internet, not cause a monsoon of negativity." But when that failed to satisfy the public, he created a YouTube video where he admitted to his mistake.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize. From the bottom of my heart, I am sorry. I want to apologize to the internet. I want to apologize to anyone who's seen the video. I want to apologize to anyone who has been affected or touched by mental illness or depression or suicide. But most importantly, I want to apologize to the victim and his family.
He didn't just stop at the apology video, he showed that he was serious about his remorse by creating a video on suicide prevention that got over 2 million likes.
And I know while I'm not able to solve the problem by myself, I want to be a part of the solution.
And also donated $1 million to the cause.
So I'm pledging to donate $1 million to various suicide prevention organizations, with the first $250,000 going immediately to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline so they can increase their capacity to help those.
Seeing how much effort he was putting to genuinely be better won the hearts of the public, with people commenting, "He did a stupid thing, but this was an incredible apology." And not a fan of Logan, but I respect him for being so mature about his apology eventually and actually trying to make a difference. Even with the recent scams and controversies with Lunchly, it's still undeniable that no matter how many times the internet tries to cancel him, Logan will always survive. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably like these ones as well, and don't forget to subscribe.